All right. Gary Russell Jr. gets clowned on a little something something by Josh Warrington, the 126 pound IBF champion after his fight this weekend against a nobody. Let's talk about Gary Russell Jr. and Josh Warrington in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And also, I want to say special thank you to the two communities that really support this channel, our Patreon community and also the live stream community that comes every Monday through Friday at 11:15 a.m. Central Standard Time, and our week-ending show, OG Boxing Talk, with my co-hosts, Blood Boxing, KQKC Boxing, and Kurt Anderson. Let's talk about the Little People division. Josh Warrington just had a fight against somebody whose name I did not bother trying to remember because it was a mismatch from the time it was announced. But I watched it. It was on, I do believe it was on ESPN Plus in the middle of the afternoon. Josh Warrington did his job, beat the dude silly, and against an overmatched opponent. But I enjoyed the fight, man. I like Josh Warrington's style. I like that he's really a come forward, very aggressive fighter, cocky dude, really believes in himself, all of that good stuff, right? I'd watched him fight Kid Galahad the fight before that. I thought that, Kid Galahad displayed, I won't say exposed Josh Warrington, but displayed that Josh Warrington has a little bit of a problem with people that are kind of slippery and aren't going to be there for Josh Taylor just to blast away at. Josh Warrington in a way at 130 kind of reminds me of Baranacek in a way, the 140 pound former, I think Baranacek is the former IBF 140 pound champion who Josh Taylor took the belt off of. Just a guy that pretty much everything that he throws is hard. Everything he's bringing, he's going for the kill on everything. And as a result, somebody that's a little bit more slippery and can see those shots coming, can start to anticipate what's coming easier because they never throw off speed pitches, or very rarely throw off speed pitches. You know what I mean? It's just like a fastball guy, fastball after fastball after fastball after fastball. So that's what I kind of think of Josh Warrington. He had a really good fight with Carl Frampton when he won the belt. I do believe he won the belt off of Carl Frampton. Good fighter. Now, after the fight though, and the thing that I'm interested in, and I'm interested in all divisions in boxing, including the 126 pound division, is when are we going to see unification fights? When are we going to see one guy so we can say who the champion is in that weight division? Right now, you have several different champions in that weight division. You have Gary Russell Jr., who's the WBC champion. You have, for the moment, Leo Santa Cruz, who is the WBA champion. You have Josh Warrington, who is the IBF champion. And is it Jamal Herring? Maybe Jamal Herring. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on who the WBO champion is at the moment. Regardless, the fight that I want to see is Josh Warrington against, the WBO is vacant because Oscar Valdez moved up. Now Shakur Stevenson is going to be fighting Joet Gonzalez, I do believe, for the vacant WBO 126 pound title. So yeah, that's who. There is no WBO champion right now. It's vacant because Oscar Valdez is either vacant or soon to be vacant because Oscar Valdez, who is the WBO champion currently, is moving up to 130 pounds. And Shakur Stevenson in the fight with Joet Gonzalez has to be heavily considered to be the favorite to win that fight. So you're talking about Shakur Stevenson, Gary Russell Jr., Leo Santa Cruz, and Josh Warrington. Now, when Josh Warrington was asked who he wants to fight, he said something I thought was, was pretty interesting and kind of shifty. He said that Gary Russell Jr., that there's an outstanding champion, and that is Oz or somebody. Somebody who is the WBA regular champion underneath Leo Santa Cruz. He is thinking that would be a fantastic fight. The WBA regular champion who is going to be taking the belt that would be vacated by Leo Santa Cruz if and when Leo Santa Cruz moves up to 130 pounds. And he says, Gary Russell Jr. fights once a year. So what, Josh? So what? So what if he fights once a year? That should be an advantage to you, right? What do you think, he's rusty? He fights once a year, but he wins once a year. Okay? Let's get this right. Gary Russell Jr. fights once a year and he wins once a year. He fights once a year, he wins once a year, and he's consistently calling out and trying to get fights against guys like Josh Warrington and Leo Santa Cruz. If Gary Russell Jr. cannot get the fight that he wants to fight, he fights a fight that is available. What else is he supposed to do? But for Josh Warrington to make a statement, and that this is how I heard it, reasonable people can disagree, that he would rather fight a guy for the WBA guy that's moving up to take Leo Santa Cruz's title versus fighting Josh Taylor versus fighting Gary Russell Jr. tells me that that Josh Warrington sees more than a little bit of Kid Galahad in Gary Russell Jr. Fact is, well, not the fact is, my opinion is that Josh Warrington is not going to want to fight either Shakur Stevenson or Gary Russell Jr. because Josh Warrington will lose to Shakur Stevenson, and he will lose to Gary Russell Jr. Neither one of those guys are going to sit there and let you lay full out bombs to their body or back away and get wobbled by every other punch that you land because they can't get out of the way of it. Neither one of these guys are going to be fighting like it's not going to be some Lomachenko versus Anthony Corrala, $1 million Corrala type of fight. And I remember before that Anthony Corrala fight, before Corrala fought Lomachenko, I went back and I watched some fights. I'd seen Corrala fight before, but didn't really pay that much attention to it. It's more like I always have fights on if they're on and you're trying to doing something else and you're kind of flipping back and forth between the two. That's how I watched Anthony Corrala fights before, right? Anthony Corrala, when I looked at it, I was like, oh, this guy's just a punching bag. He's just a punching bag. And if you're just gonna stand there in front of Lomachenko like a punching bag, you're gonna get stopped. But when Lomachenko fights guys that are not punching bags, or who has the ability to get out of the way when they need to, the knockouts, they've been a little harder to come by. That's going to be the situation with Josh Warrington. That was the situation with Josh Warrington and Kid Galahad, and that is going to be triple the problems if he gets in the ring with Gary Russell Jr. But to use the excuse that he fights once a year as some way to say that you shouldn't fight him, what does that got to do with it? What does how often he have to fight have to do with the fact that he's the WBC champion? He fights one night a year, you fight 2 nights a year, and you're IBF champion the whole year, every day of the year, and Gary Russell Jr. has been the WBC champion every day of the year. Take advantage of it. Josh, if he's inactive, take advantage of it. Get in the ring with him. But they're not going to do it. Just like Leo Santa Cruz, these guys at 126, I know that there are duck artists that people refer to them, duck artists in the sport of boxing, but I swear, I don't think that there's any division with as many duck artists at the top as the 122 and the 126 pound divisions. These guys, they don't duck unabashedly like Canelo with Demetrius Andrade saying, he's born, I don't want to fight him. But they damn sure find a way not to make them fights happen. And the primary victim of this duckology of this duckerific behavior has been Guillermo Rigondeaux at 122 pounds, and now Gary Russell Jr. at 130 pounds. Leo Santa Cruz don't want to fight him. Abner Mares don't want to fight him. And not that Abner Mares has a belt. Frampton don't want to fight him. The only guy that you're going to get to fight, Gary Russell Jr., is a young buck coming up, and that is Shakur Stevenson. But Shakur Stevenson, I hope Josh Warrington thinks that he can beat Shakur Stevenson, so Shakur can snatch that belt, and then we can get a fight with Gary Russell Jr. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section about this. And with that, I'm out. Peace.